Hello, everyone, and welcome to Vitality and Movement, Steps to Living Your Best Life. My name is Nick Fitzgerald, and I will be giving this presentation today. So first, a little bit about me. My name is Nick Fitzgerald, like I said. I am from Huntley, Illinois. This is about 45 minutes outside of Chicago. I am 21 years old and a senior at the University of Iowa. My hobbies include weightlifting, outdoor runs, and practicing guitar. My goals for the future are paramedic and then someday firefighter. Why I have chosen to speak about this topic is because I have a passion for well-being and health. And that's me over there on the left with my family. So before we get started, let's talk about the word exercise. When you hear the word exercise, what is the first thing that pops into your head? There aren't any wrong answers necessarily, but there are answers that fit the bill a little bit better than others. So let's talk about exercise. Let's define it first. So exercise is defined as physical activity that is planned, structured, and repetitive for the purpose of conditioning the body. This looks like cardiovascular conditioning, strength and resistance training, and flexibility. So some big ideas that we're going to talk about in this presentation, first being breaking the bro science theory. And when I say that, I am talking about health information given to you that lacks factual proof. So that something like keto being the best diet, or that this juice cleanse will help you lose weight, or whatever it may be, something that doesn't seem like it's backed by science is bro science. So exercise can improve muscle growth, improve cognitive function, improve bone health, and mitigate all-cause mortality risk factors. And I will go into each of these deeply. So starting with muscle growth, everybody knows that exercise and muscles are related, but let's talk about them on a little bit deeper of a level. So muscle growth actually reverses aging. This is because muscle is highly cellular and highly vascular, meaning blood is traveled through muscle much easier than fat. And cells are able to regenerate much faster, which results in healthier tissue. Prevention of fat infiltration. This happens at the subcutaneous and visceral level. This matters because this can lower the risk of health problems and efficiently when surrounded by less fat. Muscle growth also combats the loss of strength. Loss of strength is accompanied by age naturally, and a lack of strength can create unnecessary danger in everyday situations. Looking at cognitive function in exercise can result in improved general brain function. This is through the stimulation of new cellular connections caused by exercise and the release of dopamine and endorphins. So dopamine and endorphins are responsible for feeling happy and for helping to get rid of chemicals that make us feel stress. Exercise also results in increased hippocampus size. The hippocampus is responsible for improved memory, learning, emotion, and motivation. This occurs through neurogenesis, which is the formation of new brain cells as a result of exercise. Very cool. Exercise can also mitigate the effects of some cognitive illnesses. Now, it can't cure these cognitive illnesses necessarily, but it can help mitigate the effects of them. So these being depression, anxiety, and negative mood. Moving on to bone health, before I go into the information on the left, I'd like to talk about the diagram on the right. The diagram on the right can be summarized by bone is built in layers of cells, and the more layers of cells, the denser the bone, and bone adapts to the stress that it's put under. So a person that sits more than a person who, let's say, does construction is going to have thinner bone or less dense bone comparatively to that person that does construction, just because of what they put their bodies through regularly. So going back to the information on the left, exercise and bone health, increased development of healthy bone. Like I said, tissues adapt from regular exercise. And this results in building layers of fresh bone tissue in response to stress on the bone. Reduced osteoporosis risk. So the generation of healthy bone creates less fragility, and osteoporosis can be defined as fragile bones. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but combats bone degradation as well. Through the accumulation of mass and density, like I said, this creates stronger bone, less likely to break. Also, we can't talk about bone health and exercise without talking about weight-bearing exercises. These are the weight-bearing exercises have seen the most accumulation of dense bone, and the largest improvement has been seen in women. Now moving to all-cause mortality. All-cause mortality, before I get into examples, can be defined as death rate from all causes of death in a population. This is a very broad idea, but it is used, the term is used often when speaking about health. So some examples of this is that exercise reduces is many types of cancers, not one type just specifically, but just the risk of cancer in general. Type 2 diabetes, obesity, and high blood pressure. I grouped these three together because they are often seen with each other. Some people find themselves under the category of all three. And just knowing that exercise can reduce the risk of even obtaining any of these or mitigate the effects of them is incredible. Also, dementia. Like I said, there are cognitive benefits to exercise, and exercise can help combat the effects of dementia and reduce the risk of obtaining dementia. So why aren't there numbers by these reduced risks? Reduced risk. It's because there are many compounding factors that make up the level of risk or the level of risk mitigated. So it's almost impossible to just put one number on everything because it's all dependent on the person and dependent on the situation. Like I said, many compounding factors. So let's recap. We had muscle growth, we have cognitive function, we have bone health, and we have reduced all-cause mortality risk. What I would like to be known is that all of these things encapsulate under the title of a better functioning body. Exercise results in a better functioning body. So how do we obtain these benefits? One way to do this is walking. So walking briskly for 30 minutes per day. This is at a pace where you can talk, but you can't necessarily sing. So longer breaths might be a little bit more difficult. Or the I'm late for my flight pace. This is something that a lot of people can relate to. So a little bit more pep in your step than just a casual, relaxed pace. Where can this be done? This can be done anywhere that really you have space. So think of a neighborhood, walking trails, treadmill, around the house can be accumulated. Like I said, anywhere where you have space. So how can this be incorporated in our lives? Walking with friends to a lunch or a coffee or a breakfast, whatever it may be, just having somewhere to go and choosing to walk is one way to incorporate walking. Having multiple routes can keep walking interesting and mitigate that repetitive feeling. Podcasts help tremendously pass time. That can make walking, if you find it boring, it can make it a little bit more bearable. Nature walks is my personal favorite. I enjoy walking my dog through wooded areas and things like that. It's a little bit more enjoyable scenery to walk through versus a neighborhood. And if you're having trouble finding your why, Jessica Smith TV on YouTube is a great resource. She does a 1 mile walk and talk series. And while she does these 1 mile walk and talks, she discusses a lot of broad questions or general questions that people have when it comes to exercise. So for example, she talks about what does a healthy lifestyle look like, and inspiration for walking at home, or walking off stress intention to feel better with exercise instantly. So a lot of broad ideas and a lot of simple topics to grasp. Another strategy is yoga. So yoga can be defined as a system of physical postures, breathing techniques, and sometimes meditation. So yoga is really good for balance and posture. And how do you implement yoga? So tips for implementation is creating a routine. This can help you keep yourself accountable and on track. A lot of people prefer to do yoga in the daytime or the nighttime because it makes them feel fresh. Finding your dojo or finding your happy place is huge with yoga. Yoga is all about being relaxed and one with yourself and very self-aware. And so finding your dojo or your happy place or somewhere you feel comfortable doing yoga is maybe one of the biggest pieces in the yoga puzzle. And also starting small and keeping an open mind. Yoga can be very complicated in some points and very intrinsic and very deep. So just starting small and knowing, hey, I'm just getting into this and I'm going to keep an open mind and see what I can do is very powerful. And so now I'd like to draw your attention to the image on the left, which is yoga with Adriene. And yoga with Adriene, or I'm sorry, Adriene. Yoga with Adriene is a very large YouTube channel where she does various levels of yoga. But one of her playlists that she has is yoga for beginners, which is where I would find myself. So yoga for beginners is just for anybody that would like to just get started with yoga. And so she does at home yoga workouts. She does yoga at your desk, quick stress yoga, yoga for daily neck relief. The list goes on and on, but the point being is that she is very helpful for getting started with yoga. And now this image on the right is a sun up yoga routine that some people do. And like I said, have to apply every single one of these positions if you were to try this routine, but just seeing what you can do and working to your level of flexibility is important. Finally, resistance training. So resistance training can be defined as a form of physical activity designed to improve muscular fitness by exercising a muscle or muscles against external resistance. So this is not just weights at the gym. This can be many things. People, especially in the last year, have found themselves using things at home as weights. So a backpack with books in it and doing a squat, or bicep curls with a pack of water or a gallon jug, or just using your body weight and doing push-ups, or either of those movements is also beneficial. So getting involved in resistance training, things that are helpful are keeping a log or journal. This can help you track your progress and help you track your improvements. Having goals and having things to work towards is very important with resistance training. Doing movements you enjoy is a huge point because a lot of things in in the resistance training world can be a little intimidating or a little complex. So just finding things that this is comfortable. I like doing this. I think I'll get good at this is good. Finding your groove pertains to music. Music is a powerful aspect of my resistance training routine. I love to jam to 80s rock. So if you find yourself maybe wanting to jam as well, put your headphones in and lift some weights if that's what you prefer or find. Music can help you pass time and make it more enjoyable. So looking at the image on the left, this is bodybuilding.com. The name is a little bit intimidating, but it is a great resource and has a plethora of workouts that can be tried. And so what this page is it is full of links for each different muscle group, and clicking on each of these links will bring you to a library of movements that you can do to work that muscle. And so summarizing and being real, some key points to take away from this presentation is just be kind to yourself when it comes. A lot of people think that, and it's really important to just ease into exercise. People that dive in can sometimes get hurt and get discouraged, be too tired to do it again. So just easing in and being real with yourself is very important in sustainability with exercise. Like I said, finding your happy place is very important. Personally, I love to go to a gym. Some people like to do yoga in the park or whatever it may be, just a sunroom and sit and meditate. Finding a place where you're comfortable to exercise is um, is something that everybody should strive for. And staying positive. Like I said, exercise can sometimes be discouraging. So being your own number one fan can help you push through those tough days and have continue to have a positive outlook on exercise. Perfection does not have to be the goal here. So when I say that, there's no need, you don't have to go in there and kill it every day. Research shows that just 12 minutes of yoga daily can improve your bone health. Just 12 minutes. I mean, that can be part of a wake up routine. That's not very long at all. Resistance training for only 2 days per week shows muscle growth and bone improvement. And both of these things I want to emphasize, they don't need to consume your day. They can be small parts of your day. When it comes to resistance training, 2 days per week, 10 to 30 minutes, depending on your experience level, is effective. So it doesn't have to be an hour or 2 hour long session of weightlifting to be beneficial. And when it comes to 30 minutes of walking, it doesn't all have to be at once. You do a 10, 10, a 5, a 5. It doesn't have to be all at once because 30 minutes can seem intimidating sometimes. And if the biggest point I want to make in this presentation is that even the smallest amount of exercise can make a difference. The most powerful thing you can do for yourself is just getting started. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I hope you have a great day.